Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to the third episode of our Revit architectural design project. And this is the second part of this third project that we are doing. And this is where we left the project uh, the first time we tried to work on it. This is the ground floor that we have been working on. I am your boy Lulua TV, or you can call me Lulua Mark. And I believe that you are going to be with us up to the end of this project because you don't want to miss any of the things that we are going to learn towards even at the end of this project. So we shall be going slowly so that you understand every bit. I don't want to rush because when we rush, most times things will be sketchy and you will not understand a lot of things. So we are going to take this project slowly until we finish. Remember, we said we want to achieve this kind of design, and we are on the course to achieving this. And going straight to the project, let us come back to our ground floor. This is where we left the project. In case your measurements are not rhyming with mine, I think there are just small changes. So we are going to continue because I remember telling you that from this part we are going to start creating the washrooms for each rooms and also furnishing this ground floor. We're going to furnish this ground floor because we need to furnish it so that we can understand how functional these rooms are going to be. If you don't furnish your rooms, you might think the space is enough, but at the end of the day, things may not work. It may not be functional. So it's very important for you to always ensure that after creating your floor plan, you furnish your rooms. And it is also important to first sketch this floor plan somewhere, especially in your notebook, before coming to the software, because when you come to the software without any floor plans, you will struggle to create any meaningful design. It will be very hard for you to create a design that makes a lot of sense. So it's always better to first sketch it somewhere. Better still, you can even do bubble diagrams so that you'll understand what you are doing. It will give you a guideline on how to proceed. So from here, we're going to start creating washrooms. I'll start creating a washroom for these 2 bedrooms. From here, I'll just extend. I've already placed my aligned dimensions here. So it's 3.6 by 1.2. I'll just extend this wall to this one so that we can do what? We can just have, if I extend it to this, we shall have this space here. This space, I can divide it into 2 so that each one takes a portion of it as a washroom. Because these internal washrooms, we don't need them to really be big because we already have another washroom here which is common for anyone to access. So this one here, we shall separate it. So we're going to click any of these walls, and then we come to create similar, and then we shall divide it here. So let us see, we're going to delete this. Let us see what each side has taken. This side, then this side. Actually, I have done it perfectly without measurements. Each side is taken that. So the hassle of trying to make it equal is gone. I think I have sharp eyes. So yeah, now we have created the washrooms for this bedroom and this bedroom. For this one, the door will be here. For this one, the door will be here. So this is really enough for me. I don't want a lot of big space for a washroom because the only washroom that is going to be that big will be for this for this room because it is the master bedroom. So we have to create a partition for this washroom of ours. We shall click on any wall as usual. Click on it. You can create any partition here. Let's get our trim, not real trim, the aligned dimension. Click here, you click here. That is 2.2. That is a lot of space. We're going to click on this. We reduce it to 2. It could have even been 2 is even too much. I'm going to reduce it to 1.8. So it will be 1.5 by 1.5 by 1.8. That is a lot for a common washroom. So yeah, we have created this washroom. Of course, this place is going to be open. We need to remove this. We shall come to our split element. Then you click here. You're going to drag this like a normal person. You drag it here. You drag this one here. So now this washroom is on its own. And then we're going to create a washroom for this room, which is the master bedroom. So I will create a washroom of let's say 1.8 by maybe 2. So it will follow this wall like this. Then we can just click on any of these walls. We say create similar. Click there, you link it. Then you go to your aligned dimension. You click here, here. That is 2.4. 2.4 by 1.8 for a master bedroom of 5.5. I think does make sense. Let me see the space where this is 2.9. That is not enough. So I'm going to reduce this to 2.2. 2.2. That's 3.1. Yeah, I will reduce it further. Let's leave it at 2.1. Leave it at 2.1 like that. So we have this 3.2 to place our bed and things like that. So we have this master washroom, we have this common washroom, we have these 2 washrooms created. I think we are done with washrooms. Well, we're really done with the washrooms. So I need to bring this dimension on this side. They are becoming too many, and when they're too many, they can also confuse. I'm going to delete this. So I'll also take this that side and let it come this side. Oh, yeah. So now this is how far we have reached. Now we need we're going to create a floor. We're going to create a floor for this space. I'm going to create a floor. So we're going to understand how we can create a floor. If you want to create a floor, you come to your architecture. From architecture, you look for floor. Floor is here. You click on this drop down. You say floor architectural. From here, the same way we edited the wall, you click on edit type. You have to duplicate it just the same way we duplicated the wall. So we're going to say floor. So I say floor. It can even be ground floor. You can even say ground floor. And I'll say my thickness is going to be 150 millimeters. This thickness here does not matter here in this name. This is just naming. I want to know the kind of floor I have. That's why I name it in a way I can be able to see this is a ground floor and the thickness is this, but this thickness doesn't change anything. So when you click OK, you come to edit. From edit, this is where now the thickness will matter. So we are going to clean up this space the same way we clean the wall space. So we're going to click on things that we don't want. For example, this thermal air we delete, another thermal air we delete. Then of course this membrane layer I will delete it. The core boundary, it will always stay there. Then I'll just leave one structure, which is this, and I'll give it 150 because that is the thickness I want. For now, they have given us a concrete masonry floor block. If you want to leave it the way it is okay. But if you want to change the material, you click in this area of the material, you give it a material. You can give it a material. For now, I don't want to change anything. I just want to go with what they have given us. But you can create a new material the same way we created material for the walls. You click on this circle which has a plus sign. You come to create a new material, then you rename it. You come to the appearance, you click on this asset browser, you look for the material you want, you get it, and you close, you apply. That will be it. But for me, I want to go with this default material they have given us. So I will click OK. Then I will say apply. I will click OK. Now we can start drawing our floor. So you need to use these tools. We are going to use these tools. If you want to draw a square kind of floor, you can use this square. But for me, I prefer to use pick lines, because to pick lines, you can easily pick where you want to draw. So I'll click on pick lines. Then I'll start picking lines just like this. Just like this. Just like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like this. Like this. Like that. Like this. Like that. So we have finished picking our lines. However, Revit will not accept these lines to cross themselves like this. We don't have to have so many loops. You have to close all this to form one complete uh, straight line, or a line of closed edges, or closed lips, if I may say that. So we shall come to our trim, slice, extend to corner, which is TR in shortcut. We shall extend this line to this corner. That is one. We shall extend this line to this corner. Shall extend this to this corner. We shall join this to this. We shall accept to unjoin this one. Then we shall join this to this. So now we need a line here. We shall pick here. We shall say pick line. Revit will warn us, but you don't worry. We go to our trim to extend. We extend this to this. It will remove this one that was overlapping. Now, if you look at our line, it is a complete line that is covering everywhere. There's no loop, there's no crossing. It is complete, and the Revit will not complain about this. So when we tick here, it will give us our floor. Right now it is showing in blue, but when you come to your 3D, which is this, and you try to look down, you'll see that you have this as your floor. That is the ground floor. If you look from up, you'll see that we have this. For now we are on shaded, that's why we are seeing these things like that. If you want to see your realistic view, you come to this. There's this icon down here that says visual style. When you click on it, you'll see so many options here. There's realistic text, consistent colors, shaded. So when I click on realistic, you're going to see it will show for us the real colors that we have given our project. So you can see the tiles are appearing the way we have given them. And the colors of the wall, the colors are appearing the same way we specified in the wall menu where we edited these things. So that is how you can see your real colors of your project. But I usually don't use it because it makes the work really heavy, and sometimes it can affect your computer if your computer is not strong enough. So I'm going back to shaded, so it will give us things like black and white basically. So back to our ground floor. So this is how far we have gone. Remember, you should keep on saving your work before you lose it. Any change you make, try to save. I know Revit will always give you a backup. What every time you save, they will try to save more copies. You can go back and delete the copies that are excess. So after doing this, I want to try and draw. I want to draw the staircase or the stairs. We already have the case here, so we're going to draw a stair. So you find it in the architecture tab, and it is here. You can see stair. When you click on it, it will give us these options. There's the run, there's straight, there's full step spiral. We have a center end spiral. We have the L shape winder. There's U shape winder. But we shall just go with the what we have. We shall try and draw it. Of course, I want a U-shaped stair, so let's try and achieve that. I'll draw here. I'll stop here. I'll give space for some landing. Then I'll come here. Then I'll start drawing it this side. So this is how you can draw a stair. The numbers of stair or steps will depend on the height you have specified. For example, this stair, let's see where it is landing. So when I select it, okay, let me try and select it and see in the properties. I see where it is landing. I can't see it here for now. First of all, let us try to make it fit in this space if possible. So we shall come to our align tool. I don't know if we have used it before, but this is the align tool. The shortcut is AL. So you click on the line. I'll click here and then align it to this side of the stair so that it enters inside. Now you realize this space is not enough for our stair to enter. That means we need to create more space for this stair to enter. It is going to affect this side of our building. The stair needs a lot of space, so you can't compromise this one. You have to leave it enough space so that it can fit perfectly. And what we're going to do, first of all, I will reduce the numbers of risers from this side and make it more this side. When you click here, the top is this, and we shall see eventually where it is going to end. But I want to increase this. You can click on it. You see this kind of arrow that is showing here. You can click on it and drag. It will increase the number of steps here and reduce it from this side. So obviously we need more steps here other than where we are starting to climb from, something like that. We can have few steps when we are just starting to climb, then we have more steps where we are going up. So let us finish this with the tick. And then of course now we are going to create more space for this so that it can really enter. So I will first of all click on wall or the stair. so that I can have my align tool active. I click on the align tool. I'll click on this side, then the edge of the stair so that it enters inside. Then I will click on this side. Now I'll start with the stair side and then the inside part of the wall so that it will create a perfect space for this stair to enter. But of course here our wall has gone less by I think 300. So we shall click on it and just add it there, 5.8. So there, 5.8, and we are good to go. So I want this stair to start from this part of the wall. So I'll click on the align tool. I'll click on this edge and then this so that the stair starts perfectly on the wall. It sits on the wall. We shall climb from here going up. Now let us go to our 3D and see what we have created. So now in the 3D, this is what we have. You see our stair. See our stair. So this stair is, as you have seen, it is stopping at the first floor. When you click on it from the 3D, you can be able to see the level, the base level, and the top level. So the base level is the ground floor, which is 0. That means it starts from the ground. Then the top level is the first floor. That's where we are going to have our first floor. So now the stair is done. We have our stair back to the ground floor. We have our stair. However, this part is going to be open because this is where we're going to access the stair from. And then I will align this side with this surface of the wall so that they are matching perfectly. So someone will enter from here, comes like this, goes up to the first floor. So this is how our movements to the first floor will be like through the stair. This measurement here, I want to take it somewhere else. I don't want it to confuse us here, so I'll bring it here. So you can see our stair has taken 2.3, and we have not entered inside with our measurements. Instead, we came outwards because it was a bit easier to change the measurement from this side than this. Anything we change here will affect the entire area this side. So now the stair is done, the washrooms are done, and we are basically left with furnishing our room. I will have left that one to you, but I think let me try and do something before I leave it into your hands. So we're going to start with the creating our openings. We start with the doors, windows, and stuffs like that. So if you want to place a door on your building, you come to architecture, you click on door. Revit will give you these doors. We have a number of doors here. These are really basic doors that comes from Revit. However, you can get high quality, nice looking doors from websites like Beam Objects. There they have Revit doors. You can also get from SketchUp websites like 3D Warehouse. So such websites will help you to download Revit files that you can use in your project. You can download any type of door you want when you find it. That means I have my library, I've created it, I downloaded some doors, so I'll just use my library instead of going with these generic doors that may not give the best look to your desired design. So when you have clicked on the door, if you have the library, you come to this tab which is called load family. So you click on load family. You can access the load family from here, or when you have clicked on the door, you can click edit type, then you come and access your load from here. This will still take you to the same destination where you are going to load family. So I have a number of items here in my library. So I will have to look for the kind of door I want. For now, I'll go back until I reach the first level. So I have some doors here, but again, these doors I downloaded, most of them are interior doors. These are wooden doors. So for the exterior, I want this glass door. Okay, we have one here, we even have another one here. So I'll click, you basically click on it, you open it, it will open in the project. That's if you use the second option. It is still uploading into the project. These are heavy materials that are loaded online, so it's making the work already heavy. As you can see, when I click OK, it will be active. Now I can click here. It will sense that this is a wall. If you want to place it outside, it will not. So when you have reached a wall, it will sense it. You just tap on the wall, it will place the door where you have tapped. Now when you click on the door, you can be able to change the orientation. When I click, you can turn it the way you want. With these you see these icons. When I click on this, it will switch the door this side. When I click this, it will switch, things like that. It will basically switch the orientation or how the door is going to open. However, you know, for any exterior door, it has to open from outside. That is the standard. You don't go against it. All the exterior doors have to open from the outside, and in a real sense, all the interior doors have to open from the inside. For comfortability, every time you enter inside your room, when you enter inside the main house and you want to access your bedroom, it is always easier for you to open the door towards you where you're facing inside, other than pulling the door outside. So you make sure you always design the interior doors to open inside, then the exterior doors to open outside. You can see this lining here shows the door is going to be open from the outside. So we have placed our exterior door. Let's go and sit in the 3D so that you see what we have. You see here, this is our exterior door, and it looks nice already. So you can download such high quality doors from Beam Objects. This is actually a product of Beam Objects, and it already looks nice without even me touching anything on it. So you don't have to hustle when you have websites like that that give you such perfect objects. So when we click on the wall, we slide here where our properties are. When you scroll all the way down, you will see head height. Head height is where the beam starts from. So it gives you the height, the head height of the openings. We want our door, all our head heights to be at 2.5. So for you to change this to 2.5, if I just change it here, it will push this door a little bit higher from the ground. So to achieve that, I have to go and edit this door. You need to know how much space you are left with. So I will click on, after clicking on the door, you come to edit type, you look for the height of the door. So you are going to see the height somewhere. Let's look for the height. Look for the height. So the height of the door is here. I'm seeing here it is grayed out. That means we can't edit. Looks like we can't edit it. 2.450, it is 2.460. Now you realize some of these materials that you download online, some of them come with their own restrictions. Sometimes you can edit these things, sometimes you can't edit these things. However, let us try and write here the head height from this balcony door and see if it will give us our desired height. So we shall say we want this to be 2.5 and say apply. So now it has changed this height from 2.460 to 2.510. That means now we know what to do. We are going to reduce this by 10, right? So we shall say this is 490. Then 490, then apply. It will now give us a height of 2.5, and that is what we want to achieve. So we want our head height to be 2.5. Now if we scroll down, you realize our head height is 2.5. That is where all our openings, the windows, the doors, all will start from there, from the head height coming downwards, because that is where the beam is, and it has to be all around the house. So that is how you can place a door. Let's go back to our ground floor, and of course now we can place our interior doors. Now with the interior doors I can use those wooden doors. So back to our architecture, and then door. Instead of editing door, this time I'm going to load family. Then I will use any of these doors. I think I like them. I'll just click on this maybe. However, it looks really big. I want this smaller one because the interior doors have to be like around 900 by width. So it is loading into our project. So we have it here. You can see it only has one leaf. When you click here, it places the door, and of course it is opening from inside. When you click on the door, for me I always want to just give a space from the wall to the door to be just 100. This one allows the door to be fixed, basically for fixing the door. You can see this one comes with, you can even see the handles, everything. It shows you all the details of the door. Now we're going to place this door all over the interior house. So you click on the door, and by this time I believe you know what next to do. We are creating similar, right? Yeah, we're creating similar. You can place one here, then you place another one here, then where else? For now we are going, another one is supposed to be here. So for now we're going to leave our washrooms like that, because for the washrooms I don't want to take a lot of space with these doors. For washrooms we're going to design sliding doors. So we shall escape a few times so that we can improve. For this it has to enter inside, then it has to be 100 millimeters towards the wall or away from the wall. This one has to open from this side. Then of course we are going to give it here 100, just like others. What is it saying here? It is saying that this space is not enough. This door is entering inside. the other wall. So we are going to reduce the 100 we gave to something else. Let's say click on that, we say 90 and see if it will have anything better. I guess, yeah, this one is better now. It is not warning us anymore. And then of course this one I think is already perfect. Where else did we place this door? Here. This one has to open from this wall, and then when you click on it, we're going to give it 100, just like that. So we now have our doors. However, these doors, we are not so sure about their head heights. That's what we are supposed to take care of. We can't just place doors and we don't know the head height. All their head heights has to be the same. They have to be 2.5. Remember, we gave it 2.5 here. So you realize this one has a head height of 2.189.5. However, all the openings will have the same head height. The same way we edited the other one, we're going to edit type, then we look for the height. This one allows us to edit the height without any hassle, so we shall just say we want it to be 2.5. Then we shall apply and apply. However, I still want to go to edit type. I don't like this kind of measurements that have a lot of small figures. So we're going to round this one off. We can say this, let's say the width is going to be 900. Of course, we want a width of 900. We don't want the door to be really big. These are interior doors. They don't have to occupy a lot of space in the room. So just like that, when you come to the ground floor, you realize now even this has a lot of space now. From 90, it has now gone up to 196. So we're going to reduce it to 100. Now our door is perfectly standing here. So all these ones we have to again now give them their 100 distance mark from the walls, because we reduced the width and it has increased space from the walls. So this one is the last one, I guess, just like that. So we have placed all our interior doors. The reason why I have not placed a door in the dining, I mean in the kitchen, from the dining to the kitchen to the pantries, I want the dining to be really open. I don't like having a door going to the dining. So I'll come to the split element. I'll click on this wall. I'll separate it so that I bring this one here. I'm going to create I'm going to come to my align dimension. I'll click here and here. We are going to give a space of, let's say, 1000 from this wall for people to pass with food, something like that. So this is enough space for you to access your food from here. So from the dining, the food will come to our kitchen without, I mean from the kitchen, food will come to our dining without any hassle. And I feel we don't need a door here. The same thing for the pantry. I really don't feel the pantry has to be hidden from the kitchen. So I've done my separation with the split tool. I think just bring this wall here. Then with my align dimension, I'll see the space we have here. 600 is not enough for easy movements. We click on this wall, we shall increase it to 1.1 maybe. Yeah, something like that. So that is enough space for movements. So we shall store our small things here. Then we shall do our cooking here. Of course, we shall have our dining here, and kids will play here in the sitting room, I mean the living room. Then the sitting room is going to be here. That is how our rooms have been partitioned. So of course we are moving on. We need to finish giving doors to these rooms. We now have the washrooms left. So we are going to look for double sliding doors. However, for me, I have projects where I already have such doors. So I'll just open the project. I'll copy the doors from my project and bring it here. But if you don't have that, you can still use these ones for your washroom. And also you can download sliding doors for washroom and things like that, so that we can have the same design. So I'll come to my browser. I'm going to look for my projects. It is in design. And then of course we understand that we have used these doors before. If you have been following these projects that I've been posting, I've been using these doors in most cases. This project is not for your view so far, but yeah, the doors are here. These are sliding doors, and of course I'll also need these beds and the wardrobes, all this from this project. So for you to copy an object from another project that you are working on, you just click on the component that you want to copy. You come to this side where you can see copy to clipboard. You click on it, then you go to the project where you want to paste it. However, you need to know what kind of family you copied from the other project. For us, we copy the door, so we shall go to our architecture tab. We click on the door, then we click on paste from clipboard. So we shall say, okay, this will now paste our door. We can now place it anywhere we want. So we shall place this one for the common washroom here. You can see our sliding door is here. We're going to push this just like that. Now from here we can simply copy, and you can either copy or you just create similar like that. You go and place it wherever you want. So this one will be here, then this one will be here, and this one will be probably here or here. I am okay. Let me first put it here. And then of course I want my sliding doors to open from the outside, because they're just sliding. They are not going to occupy any space in your room. That's why I prefer to use sliding doors for washrooms, because they are small spaces. You don't need to have a lot of gap, or they don't need to be taken up by doors, because these doors, a door of 900 will take 900 millimeters away from your room. That is 1.2. That means you are left with 200 millimeters. So I believe we are done with our doors, but of course we need to give the height for this openings. That's for the washroom, because we have not seen that. We shall go through the project panel, and you realize this one is 2.1. However, all our openings have the head height of 2.5. So I'll click on edit type, And then from here we shall basically give it a height of 2.5 so that they will have a uniform head height. So I have done that, and I believe it applies to all the rest of these doors that we just placed. Yeah, it normal applies to all of them, just like that. Just like that. Now we have finished placing all our doors. All our doors. We are just left with the one door that is an exit door. For a modern design, you should have an entry and an exit door. Most times the exit door is from the kitchen side because it can allow you to move things from outside to the pantry easily. When you have food stuff, sometimes charcoal, you don't want to move through the entire house to access the kitchen and the pantry. So the kitchen most times should have an exit door so that you can easily move things around. So we are going to use one of the sliding doors that I've used for the washroom for our kitchen exterior door. So I'll click on this. I'll say create similar. I can place it anywhere, I guess. I can place it here. I can place it here. I feel I should place it here because I want the kitchen layout to sit around here. So our door is here. We say doors have to be 100 millimeters closer to the wall. So this is going to be our escape route from the house. You know, we should always have emergency exit. So in case this one fails, the main entry fails, you exit from the hidden exit door. So I think that is it for doors. For sure, that is it for doors. We don't have any other thing apart from doors. We are going to windows. So we need to place our windows. The same procedure. Instead of doors, this time we shall now go to windows. There you will find all this in the architecture tab. Click on windows. As usual, you can either edit type and go to the library letter, or from here you can go to the library load family. However, if you don't have library, you can still use these ones they have for you. But I don't think I've ever used these generic components Revit gives us. So I'll come to load family here. Then I'll look for Windows. I think I've not downloaded Windows directly here. That means I'm going to really hustle to look for Windows. However, I've seen Windows here. This is exterior window. I don't think I like these windows, to be honest. I'm going to close this. I don't want that. I'll escape. I'll go to my previous project, and then I'll pick windows from here. These windows I used, I'll just click on it. I say copy to clipboard. Then I go to my project. I click on windows. Then I say paste from clipboard. I'll click OK, and my windows will be ready for use. So I want to have a window here, this side. And then you can escape. After placing one, you can now really copy or create similar and place it anywhere you want. Now we have a big problem. Because this, you see this room here, this room has been the only way this room is going to access natural light is through this washroom, which I think is not a good idea at all. It's not a good idea, but we shall come back to that. For now, let us place the windows where they are. going to stand. So we shall place another one here. Let us balance it well there. And then you realize for now I'm just placing windows where the walls are really big enough. Things like washroom, we shall have to place smaller windows because they don't need those huge windows. Then now we shall place another one here. This side we are not placing a window because I think we shall create a curtain wall here. So now we need to think of this room here. You see, I told you every room must have access to natural light. I think we could have just gone with this and we put a window here, because we shall assume this washroom is inside this room, so it is having a window, but I feel that that will not be enough. It will not be enough at all for this room. That natural light will not be enough. So we need to think of this space. We need to think of where we can take it. Can we bring it here? Oh, we put it inside this house. And again, we could put it inside here. We put it inside and we push this one inside so that this space becomes but of course it will reduce our rooms. Yeah, that is the first effect. It will reduce our room size. Then but we shall have natural light for this area. That is the only option we are left with here, because there's no way we're going to leave this room without a natural light. So we're going to do something. We shall delete this, then I'll click on this. I'll say offset. I'll offset 1.2. As you have seen here, it is 1.2. I'll offset it there. Then when I come to my line dimension, I know it is not 1.2 because the 200 has gone for the wall thickness. I'll go with the 1.2 here. And then of course now the width is going to, or the length is going to reduce. I can't have it at 1.7. That is now a lot because we are going to take a lot of space in our room. So I'll click on this. I'll say create similar. I'll create something here. And then I'll measure it with my line and dimension. So I'll click on this wall. I'll give it 1.6. That can do. Yes, 1.6. Then I'll delete this. Then I'll delete this door. Then I'll come to my trim to extend. I'll trim that side. And then you realize this line you are seeing here is for the ground floor, so you don't have to worry about it. So now we are going to also trim this to this. Now we have the washroom inside the house. Yes, we have it here. Then I still think this one should have been this side, because we are going to create another washroom here. They need to be closer to each other so that we don't struggle with these guys of plumbing. So we are going to bring this wall. Let us drag it this side. Then we trim this to this side. And then we measure this and this. We pick that. We say this will be 1.6. Just like that, we have done this part here. We have shifted the washroom from the other side to this side. You enter from here, the bed is going to be there. I believe that is, I think I'll still bring this to 1.5. I still feel that is a lot of space. So this side is just 1.9. Okay, it's 1.9. The bed can fit here, I guess. Let's have that space as 2 meters, say 1.3, and see what we have. So that space is going to be 2.1 meters that can fit our bed. So I'm going to create another washroom here. So I'll pick this wall, I'll create similar, I'll create something here, and then I'll measure it there. And then of course we have given the other one 1.3, I guess. It's 1.2. Let me see the distance from here to here is 1.2. Yeah, that means this wall is going to just extend this side like that. We shall trim this one to this, just like that. So we have this washroom and that washroom created. Now we're going to pick this door. We shall say we are creating similar, so we shall place this door here, then we shall place another one here. Then of course I want them to open from this side, open from here, then open from here. This one is well placed here, but this one has to go out like that. That's how I want them to open. Now this one can go, this measurement outside here can go. So now if you realize, we can now place our door, I mean our window here. Now you come to window, you say create similar, you place your window perfectly there. Now this bedroom can have access to natural light. You don't need to access natural light through your toilet. That one will not work here. So we need to give window for our kitchen. I've clicked on create similar. Then here things are moving on well. Of course the pantry also needs a window. Pantry needs a window. So we give, okay, for pantry I think let me give this, I wanted to give it the smaller window, but for now let's give this bigger one. So we shall save our project. We now have windows for every room, right? Apart from the washrooms, because for the washrooms they are coming. Trust me, they are coming. Now we are going to give windows for this washroom, even the stair has to have access to natural light. So you have to consider these things seriously. I'll go to my project, I'll click on the smaller windows, this, then I'll say copy to clipboard. I'll come to my ground floor where our project is. I'll say architecture, windows, then paste from clipboard. I'll say okay. Then we can place our washroom windows. You realize they are smaller windows. Yeah. So after escaping a few times, you click on it, you create similar, place it where it is supposed to be. Place it there. Even for this stair, we shall have a window. However, this side I think I'm going to design a curtain wall. I will design a curtain wall from the ground up to the first floor where this stair is going to stop. Then we also need a window here. So I believe this side of our master bedroom also deserves a window, because this one doesn't look enough for it at all. So we shall create similar and place another window here. So all we need to do is to go to our project or properties, and we have to change this windows head height so that they can be from 2.5. You remember our head height, so you add the type here. In the height, we are going to, now that for windows this is the height we have, we shall simply change the head height from here. Just say 2.5 instead of editing the window. So if you come to the 3D, what we are going to do, I'll select one window, I'll right click on it, I'll say select all instances visible in view, then I come to the head height, I'll give it the head height of 2.5, like that, and all the windows that have been selected have taken that head height. Then I'll click on this, I'll also say select all instances visible in view, then I'll also give them 2.5, because that is the head height we want for all the openings, for the doors, for the windows. All the head heights have to be 2.5. If you click here, you see the head height is 2.5. You click here, you see the head height is the same. You click here. So the head height has to be the same for all the openings, because that is where the beam starts from. So you can't have different head heights. So this one is also 2.5. Basically, we are done with these openings. As you can see, we have given windows, doors to our project. So if I save, this is how far we have reached with our project. I believe you are enjoying every bit of it. And from this project, I could have gone ahead to start designing the first floor, but trust me, it is very important to furnish your rooms. As I keep emphasizing, you need to furnish your room so that you can really understand if your room is functional. So we need to put in all the necessary components that each room is supposed to take. For example, in the sitting room, you need to understand where the chairs are going to be, how people are going to move. If there's TV, where is the TV going to sit? How are they going to watch it? How are they going to face? You need to take note of all these things before you can say, I've finished designing my house. So for that matter, we shall leave this project here for now. When we come in the third episode, we shall furnish this room, I mean the rooms. We shall place all the components necessary for each room, so that when we go to the first floor, we shall have nothing to worry about our ground floor. So our first floor will just be a matter of working on the first floor. We shall also do it the same way we have done this. We furnish every aspect of the rooms, and once we are done with that, trust me, we shall be ready to design our facades. Designing facade doesn't take a lot of time. It's really just playing around the different styles. You keep creating something unique that you have in your mind, but having these rooms functional is the most important aspect of really architectural design. Because if you have nice designs, I mean nice facades, and the rooms are not working, trust me, your building will be as good as nothing. Because at the end of the day, people will not enjoy what they see. They will see outside different things. When they enter inside, it is a different story. So they'll be wondering if you really lied it to them with the nice facade. So having these rooms functional is going to be the next step in this project. So for today, we are going to stop here, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you share with your friends, make sure we grow. and make sure you comment if there's anything that you want to know in all the projects that we have done. Please leave it in the comment section. We shall be able to reply when necessary, or I can reply you in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care. See you in the next part of this project.